Hey guys, what is good? We are here, episode 4. Yeah, I believe it's 4 now. Trying to keep track because they've not all been released yet. Consistency over perfection series here, guys. Pray you're all well and you've been enjoying the series so far. Today we are joined. All right, we've been blessed to have the lovely Michelle with us. 2-time natural pro. There you go. It's Pro Bodybuilder right here. You can tell them a little bit about yourself. And also by now, she is actually books open to coaching. She's finally going to be trying to help some more people as well now, guys. Although I think by the time you're watching this, it might be a bit late. She might be filled up. I don't know. But either way, guys, Michelle, please just tell them a little bit about yourself.
Hi, good morning. As Josh said, I'm Michelle Lawrence and I'm a 2-time world champion, natural bodybuilder. I've been training since 2016 and I'm currently in prep as well, getting ready for the stage later this year. And as Joshua said, I am coaching, doing online coaching, and I'm looking for new clients to join Team Body 360. So I'm really looking forward to today's session. Going to see what he does to me, and yeah, just catch up with you later.
As always, she's being humble about I do to her. She is the 2-time world champ there. But yeah, guys, real quick update on myself. I'm about 14 weeks now into my fat loss prep right now, and yeah, it's a bit interesting because the prep itself is not hard at all, but right now I think the life stresses, the stresses in life are starting to have a bit of an effect right now. And again, this is the main reason why I'm doing this series, because I want my clients, I want people to understand it's normal, all right? Nobody is perfect with all of this, okay? It doesn't just come easily, trying to do a fat loss phase, or, building muscle phase. Life happens, and I'm just hoping through this you guys can notice what I keep trying to tell my clients, which is, there are things you can still do here. It's not about being 100%, it's about doing what you can in those moments. Like right now, like I said, life is getting a bit stressful. However, I can still do the 3B principles, which is be prepared, be disciplined, and be focused on the goal. All right, guys, we always think there's some magic to this, like we somehow found a magical way to be able to do all these things, but it all started with what we had. There was nothing else given to us, we didn't magically know how to be disciplined. We just decided, all right, I'm gonna try, have some faith in trying to do this thing, and then with obviously continuing, we had more belief, and then we just kept on implementing it. That's it, just repeating the process, and that's what it takes, guys. I keep saying it to people, we have amazing parents raising children in such crazy times, and people be like, oh my gosh, how did you do that? Well, they were like, look, I was focused on doing this, I had to do it. And that's where it comes from. And it's like, with our goals, I feel like we're just too, I don't know what it is, I think we're too shy to think that, am I allowed to be this, focused on my goal? Isn't that a bit too, greedy or whatever, that kind of thing? And I'm like, why not? It's you. When are you actually gonna do that for yourself? And I guess this is what you're gonna see today again in the session. She's also in a fat loss phase. She's also getting ready for the stage. And, again, I'm sure there's a lot of things she could easily just try and make this session not really be what she needs it to be. But you're going to see her in every set, every exercise. Just think, I've got to give it now. All right, I'm here. I'm going to give it. Why not? I'm going to give what I got. And this is where it comes from, guys. So, yeah, let's go into it. Got back, got a little bit of triceps. A little bit of shoulders because my weak points, I always try and throw them in there. And I've only just got 1 set on chest because that is my dominant body part. And I literally only train it like 3 sets in a week because I literally have to make sure it doesn't overpower the rest of my physique. Alright guys, let's go. Muscleworks. We are kind of just going through our warm-ups. Already before coming here, I've already done a bit of mobility stretching. I do that at home always. That's part of my pre-workout while having my pre-workout nutrition. And then when I get to the gym, before that first movement, especially for something like remaining deadlifts, RDLs, I like to just get everything prepared. It's not about stretching it, it's about literally getting it ready. So while you're warming up with the weight, progressing that up, I think I've already done enough talk about warm-up sets and everything, but just have a watch and you have a good idea what we're doing. 2 warm-up sets done so far. I'm not one for doing too many. It depends on the individual. Some people might want to do like 5, 6. I'm just going to do one more, which is very close to my working weight. So this is 180 here, and I want 1 or 2 reps. That's it, just to feel the heavy weight, so I know how it feels for my main working set. One thing you're also going to notice is, for this movement, I'm only doing 1 working set. I'm not doing any back off set. It's basically just 1 shot. Because this deep now into my fat loss phase, it's all about muscle retention, and that's enough to do that. I don't need to be trying to do anything extra now, because there just really isn't the capacity for anything else to grow. It's all about maintaining as much muscle tissue right now as I'm deeper into the fat loss phase. All right. So just 1 more set now. See how that feels. Today, think we're good? So today for my working set, guys, I'm going to be doing pause reps, around 2 seconds at the bottom of the rep, pause, and then come back up. Why? I want to make this RDL a bit more of an upper back focus as well, and that pause really challenges me to keep my back strong and obviously keep my torso, everything still in line. You know, we don't want to start rounding the back. That'll be when I know my reps are pretty much done. So yeah, that's the target today. Last time in the book was 200 kg for 9 reps. We match that or we beat it. Simple as. That's what needs to happen. One, two. 1, 2.
So that was tough. Not done RDLs in a little while. So hence why I've not gone up in weight. Really felt that 2-second pause at the bottom really is a killer, because you really have to stop and then really drive up through the heels, squeeze at the top, keep your form locked in. No injuries. I just liked how you locked it in, zoned it out, and got it done. And that's how it should be.
Go! Hey, show him! Come on, show him! Hey, 1 more! Show him! Come on! 1 more! Drive! Look it!
I've got no. I think on set 8 and 9, my form could have been a little sharper, I believe. But yeah, not done them for a while, but they felt good.
Like she was just saying there, 8, 9 reps, form probably wasn't as sharp as 1 to 7, but it wasn't like way off. It wasn't sloppy. That's why I was still pushing her. And the key now is, this is where she knows next time she does this, she's not going to remember, she's not going to think in her head, oh yeah, I did 10 perfect reps last time, I can move up the weight. Now she'll know she used the same weight and make sure she really nails the accuracy, 8, 9, and 10 reps. Then after she's done that, she can then move the weight. All right, guys, don't be so quick to increase the load. There's progress made doing the same thing you did last time, but better. So much more progress there. All right, guys, remember, there's about 10 different forms of progressive overload. I'm not going to go into that now. My clients should already know this. If you don't, please go check back in your educational portal, in our team hub. We got tons of stuff in there, so you shouldn't be thinking 10. Where'd that come from? You know there's more. One thing you're going to notice, guys, is, and this is something I only recently learned in a training seminar, pads. I think one of the biggest reasons why a lot of people their back is their weakest area in regards to development. It's because one of the reasons, because we know with the pushing movements, you got the bench behind you. You're so secure. The weight is only going to go one way when you push it. You know, you got to work there. We forget that when we're doing back movements. So with the pads here, the amount of people I see leaning right off, using momentum, and that's because your torso can move a lot in back movement. Even pull downs, you can really get moving. But all that doing is just taking away that focus on the muscle that we want to try and hit there. So one thing I've learned is use the pad. You want to actually drive your chest into that while you're rowing there. I've already talked about in episode 2 regards elbow path for hitting the different parts of the back. Here we're working that mid-lap area, so we don't want to be going too out wide with the elbow, and we don't want to be going too far in as well. We're just trying to hit that real meaty part of the mid-back right there. So we're in a back relaxed pose. It's going to sit right there on the lat, okay? So yeah, you're going to be watching me drive my chest into that. And the strange thing is, 100%, believe me when I say this, if you do this next time, every time you see a pad, even on the pull down, I'll show you, dig your quads into the pad. You will feel so secure. And as a human being, when you feel secure doing something, what do you feel like doing? I can go at this now. And that's what you want to do. Another thing here, guys, is check out her elbow. It's almost like she's dragging the floor with her elbows, like she's trying to get an actual carpet burn on her elbows here. When you see how it goes down in this motion. She's not just pulling like that, it's going down, almost like a C movement here.
He's already pumped.
Basically, key thing was I learned from that first set, I just need to move this back a bit more. I keep forgetting I'm on my freakishly long arms. It's a little bit more needed there for that range of motion. On the next lat movement, I'm going to show you how we don't need to go full range of motion to really keep the lower lat engaged. But this one here though, we can get that full stretch and then contract back. Second set now. Same way I'm going to do as last time, however, the difference now is I'm literally just going to move the weight. I'm going to, no more 2 second, I'm like almost a pause there and the whole pause and the stretch. No, I'm now just going to be moving the weight, but still trying to keep my chest in contact there and not start doing that, basically. So the goal here is to try and match the same reps, but obviously I'm not trying to make it too hard because that first set was quite tasking, which we want to do when we're still fresh. You know, the lat was still a bit fresh there, so we can do that. The second set now, I want to now just get some more blood into there. Come on! Nice. What you want to do is elbow down, there, and you can allow a little twist into it as well. And of course for this one here, because we don't want the full stretch, we will get off it. That's why I keep my hand up so I can know when it's losing that tension. I want to keep it around that lower lat. So this is my full range of motion. Yeah. Okay.
I feel it a lot more on my right hand side than my left hand side. I literally have to really squeeze that muscle to feel that contraction.
Dominantly strong on my right side. However, my right lat, not as good as my left.
Yeah.
On my left, I'm even stronger doing this movement as well. So that's why I do the unilateral, so I can really work on this here. You'll see my poses later on as well. It's just easier on this side. Everything's just out more. Everything. I have to really focus to bring the lat out.
Right-handed as well.
Yeah, I'm right dominant. It's weird. Pretty similar to our last exercise. 2 sets. First set, really focus on that contraction. Nice pause in there. Control, eccentric. And then back in that pause again, just over a second in that hold. The second working set, we're just going to move the weight again. All right, slightly lighter weight on the second set, but move the weight, get the blood into there. core work, basically one side at a time. You want to make sure you start with your weaker side first. I'm dominantly stronger on my right side, however in this movement I've learned that's my weaker side doing this. So start with your weaker one. The stronger one cannot beat your weaker one. Alright, so your weaker one gets a chance to actually get stronger rather than letting your stronger side keep getting stronger. Your weaker side is always trying to catch up. Alright guys, get that balance going. I guess it's a bodybuilding thing because you're trying to have balance and symmetry, but it's good to know as well, even if you're not doing bodybuilding, you're trying to build your own physique. Look at the range of motion as well guys, it's going to be different for different people. She knows when she's losing that connection with her lats there. That's why she's got her hands there. So for her, she doesn't need to go too high. I'm allowed to go a little bit high because I got high insertions. Good. Nothing else, just the set. Stay in it, stay in it. So you may have noticed there guys, I was shouting to her, stay in the set. Something I've learned a lot over the years. The amount of times where your mind starts wandering when you're in the middle of the set. It is crazy. Just now in my first set, I realized I had one AirPod in, the other one I was like, where did I put it? I was like, oh yeah, it's a logbook. What if I logged that last one I just did over there? I literally started doing that in the middle of the set. I had to just remind myself, and I literally heard myself shouting, stay in the set. The amount of times where you lose yourself and you just like, oh my gosh, you know, and you probably lose that little bit of progression you could have had. It just goes back to what I was saying at the beginning of all of this. Focus, you know, now I need to be focused on this, all right? In that set, just focus on that set. Worry about everything else afterwards, all right? Just remember that guys, when you started that set, finish that set, then you can do your mind wandering, okay? Get it. Good.
I'm cheating myself like that. That's the funny thing, because when you're counting, you always lose track and think you've done more, and then somebody's no.
That's the world champion her there. She's like, I gotta match him.
I'm competitive like that. I started with the wrong side.
I know it's well, like, there you go.
And I felt that, really felt that, because I don't think, if I started with my left hand side, I don't think I would have taken it to 20, because I actually felt the momentum going and that squeeze.
And that's what I'm talking about. That's why, so guys, if you watch back my YouTube, I got fixing muscle imbalance. That's the key right there. Your strong side is always going to beat it. So don't start with it, because then you're just giving that weaker side. You're literally just trying to do something it's saying it can't do. And I know some people think, well, no, you want it to try and, no. It's in its own league. Let it get stronger in its own way. Not trying to beat the other side of you. Remember, you're still one person. Let's get the balance there. So start with your weaker side, and then this way at least you know your weaker side is not gonna have to keep trying to chase this other side, all right? We're literally trying to go elbows out and around, trying to get that mimic wrap. So you're only going to pull to about your nose, chin, mouth area, alright? Again guys, with a pad, I'm literally going to, you watch my toes, I'm going to drive my quads into the pad. And that's going to make me so secure that I can really focus on what I want to do now to hit the rear delts and upper back. Chest up slightly, yeah.
Elbows flared.
Make sure you're in first. Just literally drive from the balls of your feet, drive into it.
Ah, game changer. I have no words. That just makes a big difference.
I was like, okay, it literally like someone flicked the switch. And I was just like, I can just focus on pulling.
Because then it takes out any momentum that you may have going on. Because quite often you find yourself adjusting your feet,
That's it.
and then you find your upper body starts to sway. But very secure though.
The best way I can describe it, guys, is like I said, with all the other movements, you're on a bench, you're nice and secure, so you can press. Because there's nothing like that here, we just naturally start moving. The torso can go with the flow that way, and the stretch, you're like, oh, we don't get stretched, so you're really moving all there. It's just taken away. It's taken away from what you're trying to do. Lock yourself in. That's what it's there for. People think it's there for something else, but it's actually there for that. You got some people that don't even use it at all because oh, it's annoying. It feels funny. Secure yourself in there.
And try and match what Josh has done. I'm gonna be in the moment, in the set, and get what I can realistically. So I'll put the reps up. When you're pulling it down, to make sure you really are hitting here, it's almost as though you're going to drive the elbows out, squeeze, and come back up.
It's not direct down.
No, it's out.
And that's another thing I learned with red elts. Red out rows I do now on cables. I do this on another day, where I have D handles there. Again, it's not just that, it's that. Try to imagine you just pulling out. That's what gets the red elts there. And the switch, it's not that hard. People think it's really hard. It's not. You just have to find that right area. Some people here is a bit better to engage red elts. Some people's up here. But it's all about just making sure you come out though. That's it there.
I always find that I have to take my shoulders out, so I always roll the shoulders back down.
You're actually almost that folds again when you're trying to get the back of that. You're probably gonna notice, guys, I'm not lugging this because I don't normally have this in my gym. So this is literally, what I normally do is a what's it called? Lying laterals with the cuffs. But I want to take advantage of this equipment here today. Why not? Again, just make sure I'm being true to myself here. I'm not gonna try and do light reps and not really work. It's about still getting some good work into there. So 2 main sets here again. I found my range, just gonna go for it. Definitely an exercise where it's okay to get a bit of partials in. Yep. One more.
Oh, let's go. It gets right, it's like it digs right in, doesn't it?
Burn out. Yeah. Few more. As far as you can. Yes. Partials now. Here we go. Here we go. Just 3. Go 3. 1. 2. One more. Control it. Many warm-up sets for this. I know it's my first chest movement and my only one, but it's such a strong point for me. I know what I'm doing. I'm really glad that I'm doing this on this exercise though, because a lot of people get this wrong with a fly. You see this way too often. People focusing on bringing their hands together. That's great. Only thing is, if you look at my chest, it can get way more engaged than that. And the reason being is, what you should be doing is focusing on bringing your biceps across your chest. And immediately your chest is gonna blow up. If you focus on the bicep going across, you realize your hands you won't be able to touch. So I'll show you what that looks like. And you can see that noticeably the chest is actually way more engaged. It's just weird biomechanics that people forget about. Chest, we're trying to adduct the biceps across as much as possible, keeping the arms straight, not about closing the hands.
Do it. So, and also I noticed my grip, I don't actually hold it. So then it forces me to use the bicep. Such a good tip.
Halfway through, your hands just started going, let me just, you have to remind yourself, no, don't do it.
As soon as you said it, I turned my hands out, so it forced me to use my bicep more.
That's her own cue, guys. Even I didn't think of that. But she realized that by her just doing that with the grip, it helped her not use her hands. Again, guys, there's got other things you can learn from this. There's not one perfect way, not one perfect tip. There might be other things that work well for you. All right. For me, I just purposely don't use my fingers, so I like to have that kind of grip. But for her, she turned it out, and that helped her. Give it a try, guys. You never know. It could be what you're missing.
Girls, you don't need to get a breast job, so you just need to train your chest.
Honestly, guys, I know D handles, people are talking about D handles on there. That's great. It's nothing fancy. It's actually a really good thing because, again, your wrists, allowing your wrist to move freely, that's a good idea and everything. But then there's still that one step before, which is, are you actually even doing the exercise properly, So before you start going D handles this, cuffs that, all that kind of thing, have you actually got the original exercise down, the foundation of it? That's always what I tell all my clients, Let's get the foundation done, and then we can move on from there to see how else your biomechanics might be different from other people, all right? So guys, that's it for the session. Quick closing, so you can see where I'm at. I'm around 88 kg right now, 88.4 this morning. Last time you saw me, I was around 91 something, so there's been some changes. You're gonna see lower half today as well, should be interesting. Let's go for it.
Get them switched on and then work your way up to the top. Okay, keep those legs engaged. So set legs, get them set, keep them switched on, and then you start. It's like, just think about like robotics.
Yeah.
So set the legs, and then everything else falls into place and hold. Okay, when you're doing this is definitely your stronger side. You've got more detail coming out on the side, so I want you to practice more.